If you paused and looked over the vocabulary, this part of the lesson would be a review. So I'm going to do these. What is an outcome? An outcome is the possible result of an action. For example, you roll a die. There are how many possible outcomes? So a die is a single dice, and you can get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. So there are 6 possible outcomes. What is a sample space? A sample space is a list of all of the possible outcomes. You roll a die. Your sample space is all the possible. So this is your possible outcomes. A simple event is one outcome or a collection of outcomes. Probability is the likelihood an event will happen, written as a ratio, fraction, decimal, or percent. Probability of an event is number of ways an event can occur over number of possible outcomes. I always have said that it is the yes over the total. The probability of a chance of an event is a number from 0 to 1 that expresses the likelihood of the event occurring. Greater numbers indicate greater likelihood. A probability near 0 is an unlikely event. A probability around half indicates an event is equally likely to happen or not happen. And probability near 1 indicates a likely event. Probability can be expressed as a fraction, decimal, or a percent. Complement. The events of one outcome happening and that outcome not happening. The sum of the probabilities of an event and its complement is 1 or 100%. So if I say pick all of them are red, and then I say pick all of them that are not red, you should be picking all of them, which is 100%. And now we move into examples. Find each probability as a fraction in simplest form if you roll a standard die. So I have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or 6. Those are my choices. So write the sample space of a standard die, just did. P of 1 means the probability of getting 1. This is the only yes out of 6. So the probability of rolling a 1 means 1/6. Probability of rolling a 2. Well, there's just 1 2. So one of them's a 2 and then 6. Now, you can view these as names. They are not values on the dice. Okay, so now I'm going to do the probability of a 1 or a 2. There's a 1, there's a 2. That means 2 out of 6, which is 1/3 in simplest form. So, or means add. So 1 would be 1/6. A 2 would be 1/6, which is 2/6. Or you can just underline them all. Now here's your complement. Not a 4. That's not a 4. That's not a 4. That's not a 4. That's not a 4. And that's not a 4. So there are 5 out of 6, not a 4. An even number. Let me clean this up a little bit. Let me rewrite my sample space. And let me rewrite it a little bit. neater. So I have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. I'm still working on my sample space of my dice, and I'm going to do an even number. Even, even, even. 3 out of 6, which is 1/2. Prime number. 1 is prime, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime. 4 out of 6, which is 2/3. Oops. Composite number. Well, all numbers are either prime or composite, so my composite numbers are my 4 and my 6, which is 2 out of 6, which is 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. That's all of them, so it's 1. Not a 7. All of them are not 7s, so that is 1. This is known as a when something happens and it's going to happen all the time, that is called a certain event. Probability of a 7. Nope. Not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Not going to happen. This is known as an impossible event.